A judge sentenced 45-year-old Nathan Sweeney to 14 years in prison Tuesday for a 2024 crash that killed DeKalb County Sheriff's Deputy Christina Musil. Sweeney pleaded guilty to aggravated DUI causing death. Prosecutors dropped other charges, including reckless homicide, as part of the plea deal. The crash happened last March when Sweeney's semi slammed into Musil's parked squad car along Illinois Route 23 in Watermelon. The 35-year-old mother of 3 and National Guard veteran died at a nearby hospital.